some cockles.
Purple drink.
Could be orange drink.
Greetings, everyone. I'm, of course, Director of Arketer Labs, as far as you prove, joined as you can see by Roman.
Hello, Dad.
No.
Also, we weren't muted coming in, so they get to hear all about the purple drink and the orange drink.
Yes, because if I mute, then people, I'll probably forget to unmute.
Well, I'm sorry that I drunk some poison earlier, and now my throat feels a bit rough. Oh shit!
Was it poison or last night's orgy that caused that?
It's a mixture of both.
Regardless, she likes it rough.
As you can see, also joined by Real Misty, Izu, or a Seraph who haven't seen, but they're here too, and the Smoking Rat, who is often, well, neither really heard nor seen. They're here too, you can take more.
Look, I'm just confused. That's the best way to put it.
I suppose we should see what's going on. Greetings, K-Shoal ESP fans, new PSN 100, Gex, formerly Officer and Outlawed Master, quite the promotion. Let's see, ESP fan, right. Man Squat, greetings, and Niska25, glad to see you about. Or Ark. Oh, right, you've been going through my backlog of videos, I noticed. All your comments, I haven't been able to respond to them all because, well, been exhausted handling other things, but yes.
You mentioned Lord Master Gex. You know, Lord Marshal Gex has a better ring to it, but it sounds like, you know, the Necromongers, but kind of.
True.
Just,
you know, I think
it sounds more imperial.
Lord Gex?
See, not Master Steam.
No,
No.
Gex, I think Rat just theory crafted another upgrade if you want. Oof. Lord Marshal Gex does sound like you've seized control of the Necromonger Armada.
Yeah. You keep what you kill. Remember that.
Lord Marshal Steam.
Anyway, please continue. I'm sorry. I'm interrupting.
Steve,
my
are you
brain's
gonna
gone
promote yourself
complete
again?
tangent.
Am I gonna what?
Promote yourself again.
Oh, yes. Tomorrow is Frenemies Forever. Our topic will be idiocracy, featuring my lovely self and, I guess this thing.
See, I didn't even mean it that way. It just works.
Yes. True. Or Central tomorrow. Enemies. Then Monday, I'll just be running side quests. Tuesday, I will have a brief respite. And Wednesday will mark inauguration of Stressed.
I know. You know, that was such a great idea you had on New Year's.
Could have handled the passing of. About him.
You couldn't even.
I didn't.
Tell me. It was your own idea and your own fault.
It's fine.
You know, there's
Correct.
something interesting there because if Ark got drunk, he immediately came to you. That's a little romantic right there. Meant to be. Meant to be.
Well, I still remember that taser incident.
Love at first shock?
No,
I
it
don't.
wasn't love.
But I remember the consequences. And I've seen.
Look, sparks flew and passion overcame them once. Doesn't mean it's going to
Why
happen
do you
again.
have to make things dirty and perverted with love, Froman?
What can I say? I'm a hopeless romantic.
It wasn't love, I can tell you that much.
I resent you rendering something as pure as electricity.
Well,
When
I
someone
do
gets
have that.
tased, they're supposed to fall down and twitch, but not moan.
I mean, I did technically twitch.
Oh,
So did Ark that night.
no, Roman. No. Greetings, Night Wolf, Nerdy Rodent, and anyone else who slipped in when I wasn't paying attention. Welcome. I suppose we can progress in a dignified manner towards the subject at hand. Paraphrase, what was that guy? Philly Sandwich? Dick? Any case, Discord reportedly debates going public for 10 billion buyout from Microsoft, or 10 billion buyout from Microsoft others. Discord reportedly considering either going publicly traded or being acquired for over 10 billion USD by companies such as Microsoft. Bloomberg reports that according to people familiar with the matter, Discord is reaching out to potential buyers. While no deal will occur in the near future, Microsoft are in the running. However, one person said Discord is more likely to go public than sell. VentureBeat also reported, according to two of the sources earlier that day, that Discord were considering selling for 10 billion USD after interest from multiple parties. One source told them a final negotiation with one company was already underway. So, all chance that if they are in a serious argument with Microsoft for purchase, Discord's been acting weird, they can just blame it on Microsoft trying to drive down the price, which has been the running theory whenever we're doing here as of late.
Well, I can't disagree with corporate monopolies.
You can, but not you want.
Oh yeah, yeah. Fuck Microsoft. Now, if the Arketer Foundation was to own the what's it called again? Skype, then I think it would run absolutely smoothly.
Right, yeah, they drove Skype right into the ground towards the core of the earth before this, didn't they? Well, Discord's future is looking bright if they go that route. But what do they care? There'll be swimming pools. Well, actually, they
Wait.
can't really have pools of bitcoins, can they? They're not going to be putting that money into.
Look, let's be fair. It's Discord. They'll be buying more fursuits.
Wait, what the
Yeah.
hell is Discord? Oh no, wait, that's where the XD cute scene children are, right? Ah, fuck it, I don't know.
It's true, you haven't been on your Discord in a long time outside of shilling.
So,
I have no that for me.
you apparently are under the impression that Discord is in some like
No. It's full of scene kids and emo music and
Have you been
Or
getting
not.
your news from
Just-
blowing off steam again?
maybe.
No, I think we're all done with something in some form or another. Oh well.
It's also full of boobs. You can't argue with that.
No, I can't argue with that.
It's true. Like I said, Steam's there.
Oh no! I was thinking of shit. That's cool.
Look, I will be unusually hopeful and just move on.
Did you mean Zoom?
No, not Zoom.
MySpace?
MySpace. That's the one.
MySpace is so out of date, even if someone from the 1860s can't fucking remember it.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, Steam. It's literally half of your character.
I just heard the Windows loading sound somewhere, and guess I must have imagined it. Apparently, comedian Bill Burr, and this should not come as a surprise to him, began trending on Twitter Sunday afternoon as he presented a series of awards at the 2021 Grammy Awards premiere ceremony. We all know the Grammy Awards as that thing no one gives a shit about. Burr is up for his first ever Grammy Award this year with Paper Tiger, his newest Netflix comedy special, receiving a Best Comedy Album nomination. The comedian also appeared on stage at the premiere ceremony hosted by Jane Aiko, where most of the award winners were announced to award nearly a dozen winners. The comedian's brief appearance riled up a slew of critics online, with some calling on the internet to cancel him again for his jokes.
Cancelling for the jokes. I guess that's fair.
Also, here's what he said. As he walked on stage, the comedian immediately made a joke about the lengthy piano performer that played before him. Burr followed up another joke about the coronavirus pandemic, forcing several artists to accept their awards from home. Was I the only one that wanted to kill himself during that piano solo? I bought a suit for this. I thought it was going to be on TV. I'm such a moron. I'm losing so much money right now, he said. Shout out to all the rock stars that I wanted to meet tonight, who are watching at home instead. I'm talking to Don Dawkin. What? I'm old. That was my first concert. Burr went on to present a slew of awards, including Best Latin Rock or Alternative Album. Okay, no one cares. What did he say? As he presented his Best Regional Mexican Music Award, which went to Nalia Lafourcade, Burr pronounced the singer's name, and I'm willing to bet so did I. He quickly apologized for the error, saying, I can't say this name. The Grammy goes to Natia. I can't say it. Clearly, it's dangerous. I will accept on behalf of her. If I butcher her name, I'm sorry, Natalia. You won. Talia.
The jokes
That's it.
start with a Muslim, a Jew, and a Japanese man walks into a strip club.
No. Nothing as bold as that. He did have to go on and make his next joke while presenting the next award for Best Tropical Latin Album. Who watches these things? But maybe someone does enjoy this. I don't want to look down on people who enjoy things like this, but it's like a museum exhibit, but with no educational value whatsoever.
Yeah. It's like visiting a zoo, but, you know, it's people.
If I remember right, this was the lowest viewership of any Grammy Awards or whatever ever.
They've been going down every year.
Yeah, Snoopy in the chat says 51% drop in audience attendance.
The feminists are going nuts. Why is this sit white male doing all this Latino stuff? And the Grammy goes to Grupo Niche, said. So basically he predicted they're all going to go nuts. And in typical lack of self-awareness, they all proceeded to go nuts.
How do you get rid of a glass ceiling? Just bring in a feminist.
Like, from a helicopter?
Will they get louder themselves, or do you have to throw them?
But if you do it that way, it's gonna
Wait.
be...
None of you know the saying, I'm hitting the glass ceiling?
Look. If it makes them splat, I think that's a win.
Oh, Nightwolf has a good joke. I'm going to pass this along. I'm sure everyone in chat has already read Nightwolf's joke here. Two rats were sitting in a bar. One says to the other, are you getting the vax? The other says, are you nuts? The human trials aren't over yet. Which is about right. Oh, and cheers, Orla. Thanks for dropping by.
I remember what Discord is now. It's the thing that's run by furry pedophiles. Yeah, I thought I knew it.
Oh.
That joke's like 2 years old and...
Shut up, I'm from 1860. Everything is new to me.
Okay. Yeah, now you remind me of that. I want to know what they're going to spend that 10 billion on less than I ever did previous.
Although, technically, you know, they did fix that and there is significantly less furry control. Thank God.
Now, well,
Wait, what year are you in?
I just hope things are improving. And generally things are improving.
Because I had to deal with people doing furry shit in a questionable way. And, yeah, let's not get into it.
Ban Bill Burr actually just banned white men, a disgrace, tweeted user at Modoborahe. Okay. I know Bridget Fedesi. Who the hell is Mudu Borahe Bora? person. Also, I assume it's also racist to have accurate punctuation. I mean, they don't have to maintain it for very long, do they? One functional sentence. Is it really that hard?
Yes.
I know. I'm gonna get myself in trouble today. I can.
You know, he's at that point in time where the Nazis just ended, and, you know, this is going to be the rise of Ark being a grammar Nazi.
You know, they've already plotted for that. They compensated. They know exactly how they're going to thwart me. I'll never be able to be a grammar Nazi because they're changing the grammar to make all of the errors correct.
Well, they were correct beforehand. It's just then you were objectifying them.
Technically speaking, that's not a grammar error. That's a spelling error.
It's true.
How does dwarf spell?
Touché.
Which means that what you just committed, Ark, was a technical error.
And that's enough eating humble pie. One show. Thank you.
Hey, Arketer, how do you spell dwarves?
The correct way, as Tolkien coined it. W-A-R-V-E-S. Dwarves. Dwarves. Wow, we're really low energy tonight. Man, I wonder if everyone's... Maybe we finally did it. Maybe someone's released a computer human municipal bond.
No. This is just... I'm no different than I am any other day. This is me excited. I mean, look at
I
me.
don't know how else you feel
Can't you
people
hear
could
the
have gotten me
excitement filtering
infected.
through?
Yeah, you don't detect the excitement in my voice? You know, the
I'm never in the
sheer
same
energy
room as
radiating off me.
anyone.
You can't perceive that?
Building up more and more
Some
steam.
sort of excitement, but I don't think I can show it on YouTube.
Yes, at least not on if you want to do on yours. Tomorrow, I mean, your show. I can't stop you.
Team, just start a Pornhub already.
No,
You'd make a lot of money.
I'll think about it.
When did news articles become just random talking heads saying things about things from Twitter?
Since the View.
Why does it keep cycling back to... Okay, look, let's try to get the energy level back up with something truly awful. Thank you, Furman and Vice.
6 tips for thinking beyond your dick from the guy with the... Move out of the way.
She has trouble reading normally.
With the 3-week erection.
Want to read this one outright? I'm welcome to. Might enjoy it more.
Oh, well, you're gonna have to scroll to the time of me because I've only got one eye.
There's not much beyond Steam's dick. When she stares into the abyss stares back.
Shut up, Roman. I've got one good eye and I can use it out.
You know, I'm feeling very mean, so I'm going to replace all first-person references to Steam. Last summer, Steam nearly lost her penis after injecting a drug directly into it. Here's what Steam knows now. Last summer, Steam was mere hours away from having Steam's dick amputated. My appearance and Steam's appearance in hospital would grace a horror movie, and it's one I'm not eager to visit again. I'll explain quickly how Steam got into such a mess in the first place. I was baking hot August. It was a baking hot August night in Berlin. During a night out, I met a doctor. Was he actually a doctor? Looking back, I'm not so sure. But crucially, he was tall, blonde, and handsome, and my Steam's crush was instant. Steam asked if he'd like to go home with her. Hours of sex later, Steam needed rest, but he wasn't having any of it. Steam had already taken 2 Viagra, pushing them dangerously over the limit. No?
No, don't need Viagra.
Well, you know, it is an attachment, so why would you?
Fuck you. I have the biggest dick out of all you. I'm the
See,
best one.
see, she
Piston-driven,
just needs to
steam
plug it
powered.
back in. When it's on the cord, she can keep on going for as long as she likes.
But just like with the Easy Bake Oven, there is a burning hazard.
There's safety protocols.
Wait. If that means
Yes, yes. She emits coolant, quote unquote.
what? I mean, if she's got an oven and then has an attachment, does that make the attachment a curling iron?
Only if something goes terribly wrong.
It doubles as that, yes.
You've been through my drawers, haven't you?
No, I mean no.
Not you, rat. You've been through my drawers, haven't you?
I guess.
The only way he gets
Probably
around
not
is
get
if
caught in
people
there.
kick him there.
Well,
You let
Steam had already
Yeah.
taken 2
I'll use
Viagra.
one of the things. I'll use one of the things in the drawers on you.
Steam had taken 2 Viagra, pushing her dangerously over the limit. Yet the blonde doctor had a solution. He insisted on giving Steam an erection-enhancing injection right in the dick. He assured Steam that chemically it was different to the Viagra, and that taking the 2 together would be fine. I put my trust in him and consented. Unsurprisingly, it was one of the worst decisions of my life.
My dick is fine.
I'm not
No, it's
really
not.
sure how much. Did anyone here have a problem where they were thinking that, you know, some days I just really want to meet a stranger and let them stick me with a syringe in my dick.
Well,
But
you know,
now that I've
it's
read
one of
this
those-
parable warning me against it, I'm definitely going to avoid that now.
Well, look, it's one of those things, you know, it's just like, you meet a German doctor and he goes, "We will inject your dick with super Viagra."
We will render you the Überschnitzel. Just 6 steps from thinking beyond your dick from the guy with 3. Who needs this advice? Who is so close to the edge of oblivion that without pointers like this one, they will, you know, get experimental dick injections and, I
Six
guess,
ticks
try their
for-
hand at being a eunuch.
6 beyond oblivion, Ark. Beyond my dick is oblivion.
I mean, to be fair, sometimes you just have to be a bit experimental.
Actually, wait, no. That's what they mean by don't stick your dick in crazy.
Don't get your dick stuck by crazy either, clearly.
But hey! Sometimes my oven malfunctions.
Wait a second. This is the author in the hospital. This is the author. Say, does anyone remember an article we read some time ago about some doofus who wound up in a gay sex cult and died from having his balls excessively injected with saline?
Yes,
Yeah,
I do remember that one.
Does this look familiar? Like, this could be his also idiot cousin?
It was a ginger with a beard. In
Yeah.
both cases.
These are facial features to be wary of. I don't think they're threatening to anyone directly, but you don't perhaps want to get too attached. They don't seem to have the best survival instinct. Okay, we're just going to move on. Steam should have gone to the hospital after 4 hours of Steam's erection not going down. Steam really should have gone to hospital after 8 hours of Steam's erection not going down, a condition Steam later learned was called priapism. Okay, look, I probably shouldn't provoke you so close to the next frenemies forever. How would you prefer this read, Steam?
Misty.
Oh, very well then. Instead, Miss Steam waited over 30 hours due to a mixture of bad advice and not wanting to miss Berlin's Pride celebrations. Miss Steam had no idea how serious it was. Not being able to use Miss Steam's dick for the next 3 months certainly made Miss Steam look at herself as a human being. I think it's made... Steam thinks that it's made her kinder, more patient, and more resilient too. So here are 6 tips for living a life beyond the tip of your dick. Life lessons that can apply to anyone, but especially to LGBTQ+ men.
Well, men can't be lesbians. Which is actually transphobic when you think about it.
Thank you. Is it that hard to use the title as well?
Steam, you've been too hard for too long, as seen by this article.
I've been hard just long enough, thank you very much.
Depends on whether or not it's attached, and fault is... I don't think it actually can go soft. I mean, why would you need it to when you just can unscrew it anyway?
Realism, I would assume?
No, there's no realism here. No. You don't want no. But suffice to say, Steampunk Victorian London has a lot of things going for it, but realistic, not adult novelties.
I mean, whatever gets you going, Ark?
No, I've just been subjected to things by Steam directly, mostly an image. A few Steam-powered devices I recall all too well, seared in my memory. So,
Yeah.
for the LGBTQ+ men out there, apparently you are not just a piece of meat. Not just. Still are a piece of meat,
I
but just
beg
not.
to differ.
just.
I beg to differ. A lot of people I want to have sex with is just a piece of meat to me.
Right.
What? I'm just saying a lot of people I have sex with are just a piece of meat to me.
Oh,
It
yes.
doesn't really apply to me because I'm more half metal man.
Although it varies on day of the week it is and whether. Ark is alive. Welcome,
Sometimes
Joshua
we
Noctis.
just sometimes we remove the limbs and just go sledding with her, and she's the sled. It's fun.
Shut up, Kremen. Anyway, Lord Master Gex says Steam identifies as a demigod. I wouldn't call myself a demigod. I think that's a bit too egotistical and pretentious for me. I prefer supreme ruler, perfect dictator with massive bazungas.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki is...
Still doesn't make sense.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Shut up. Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Look, it's where she wants the bombs dropped.
Look, that implies that they would be where the craters are.
Oh, that wouldn't be enough. Lord Master Gex, Joshua Noctis more reliable than... Yep, probably, especially if you're keeping tabs on side quest, promotional server thing. Good, or else if you're on my Volunteer Reserve server, I haven't failed to mention it there yet. So, gay culture apparently puts a heavy emphasis on sex. The more sex you have, the more guys, the better. That seems like a problem. Steam used to feel a sense of accomplishment every... Miss Steam, sorry. Used to feel a sense of accomplishment if Miss Steam had sex with multiple guys in one night at a sex club or afterwards at a quote-unquote chill-out. Each sexual encounter gave Miss Steam a bit more of the validation Miss Steam was desperately seeking. After a few days, the memories would fade, and I'd go back... Miss Steam would go back to feeling empty.
So wait, this confirms that Miss Steam is a gay man?
I'm a bisexual.
This feels like Ark's telling that story about his one friend.
That depends...
It's actually not his friend, it's him.
Okay, we're moving on.
Although I already EPS fan, I do fuck like a man. Because I ain't a bitch. Well,
mean-
that's nasty bitch, but...
From one penis-related article to another, this one's more of a useful public notice for everyone to know. Good. Because it needs to be addressed quickly if you don't want to resort to stick needles in your dick to some size up. Human penises are shrinking because of pollution, warns scientist. Dr. Shanna Swan has found that chemicals called phthalates. I knew how to say this once. What happened? There. Phthalates. Phthalates? Roman.
It's hot.
Okay.
I expect you to know this one.
Phthalates?
Phthalates.
It's probably phthalates, but pH is an F, and then you have a TH right after that, so phthalates.
Phthalates.
Pathates. Pathates.
Well, phthalates are causing human babies to be born with malformed genitals. Whoops. This comes from Sky News, who reports that penises are shrinking and genitals becoming malformed because of pollution. An environmental scientist has warned in a new book detailing the challenges facing human reproduction. Dr. Shanna Swan writes that humanity is facing an existential crisis in fertility rates as a result of phthalates, a chemical used for manufacturing plastics that impacts the hormone-producing endocrine system. As a result of this pollution, a growing number of babies are being born with small penises, Dr. Swan. Okay.
I hope your penis shrinks.
No, I'm just...
Not if he keeps ejecting it.
No needles are getting anywhere near me, much less my crotch, thank you. That's not happening.
Pathates, damn it. Pathates. I'm a dictator, I get what I want.
Phthalates yourself.
Steam. Gonna boop you. Boop.
The Dr. Swan issues over here for us to follow. Not on this channel. That considering humans getting, overall bigger Niska, but quite possibly smaller in places. But what's causing me to choke here is, a result of this pollution, a growing number of babies are being born with small penises, Dr. Swan writes. How many babies are born with big dicks? I thought that was kind of a thing that just... That would perhaps be much more alarming?
The thing that I think you need to question is, who is measuring baby dicks?
That's
Well, obviously not her, because this is a book and not an actual study.
the disturbing...
Why would you measure baby dicks? Like, is this person... I'm suspicious this person's pedophile.
I don't want to go that far with it, but you do raise a surprisingly good point. A book titled Countdown examines, quote-unquote, how a modern world is threatening sperm counts, altering male and female reproductive development, and impairing the future of the human race. Dr. Swan's research began by examining phthalate syndrome, something observed in rats, which found that when fetuses were exposed to the chemical, they were likely to be born with shrunken genitals. She discovered that
now
male...
we're measuring baby rat dicks.
Well, apparently they did a study on that one. Discovered that male human babies who'd been exposed to phthalates in their womb had a shorter anogenital distance, something that correlated with penile volume. The chemical has an industrial use in making plastic more flexible, but Dr. Swan says is being transmitted into toys and foods and subsequently harms human development. So,
You've been exposed to these rat?
I don't think so.
We need to get rid of pathates. It's bad enough that people in your timeline already has an average. I think the average dick's something like 5-6 inches. How do people live with yourselves?
I want to get away from dicks. Oh, this is going well.
Stop
What is
doing
it?
this show and not be friends with us. That's hell.
I'm just saying, the average dick size here is like 9 to 12 inches. You people have shrunk over the past century.
Well, clearly, steampunk Victorian London has not invented plastic yet.
What, it was plastic?
Exactly. Also,
Your friend in the drawer.
out.
What, the breaky thing?
Biden administration urged the Supreme Court to let cops into homes and seize guns without a warrant, which is a violation of, like, a whole lot of constitutional things that the Supreme Court is supposed to exist just to protect from violation.
Fourth Amendment, I believe. Yeah. Because Third Amendment is soldiers in your home.
Nothing about this is acceptable.
No, absolutely not.
The U.S. Supreme Court on Wednesday will hear an oral argument in Caniglia versus Strom, a case that could have sweeping consequences for policing, due process, and mental health. Yes, my mental health is already frayed. Not even in. With the Biden administration attorneys generals from 9 states urging the High Court to uphold warrantless gun confiscation. But what would ultimately become a major Fourth Amendment case began with an elderly couple's spat over a coffee mug. Okay. In August of 2015, 68-year-old Edward Caniglia joked Kim, his wife of 20 years, that he didn't use a certain coffee mug after his brother-in-law had used it because he, quote-unquote, might catch a case of dishonesty. That quip quickly spiraled into an hour-long argument. Growing exhausted from bickering, Edward stormed into his bedroom, grabbed an unloaded gun, and put it on the kitchen table in front of his wife with a flair or for the dramatic. He then asked, "Why didn't you just shoot me and get me out of my misery?" Perhaps unsurprisingly, the tactic backfired and the two continued to argue. Eventually, Edward took a drive to cool off, but when he returned, their argument flared up once again. This time, Kim decided to leave the house and spend the night at a motel. The next day, Kim phoned home. No answer. Worried, she called the police in Cranston, Rhode Island, and asked them to perform a check on her husband and to escort her home. When they arrived, officers spoke with Edward on the back deck. According to an incident report, he seemed normal, was calm for the most part, and even said he would never commit suicide. However, none of the officers had asked Edward any questions about the factors relating to his risk of suicide, risk of violence, or prior misuse of firearms. Edward had no criminal record and no history of violence or self-harm. In fact, one of the officers later admitted that he did not consult any specific psychological or psychiatric criteria or medical professionals for his decisions that day. Still, the police were convinced that Edward could hurt himself and insisted he head to a local hospital for a psychiatric evaluation. After refusing and insisting that his mental health wasn't their business, correct, Edward agreed only after police falsely promised they wouldn't seize his guns while he was gone. Compounding this honesty, police then told Kim that Edward had consented to the confiscation. Believing the seizures were approved by her husband, Kim led the officers to the 2 handguns the couple owned, which were promptly seized. Even though Edward was immediately discharged from the hospital, police only returned the firearms after he filed a civil rights lawsuit against them. Critically, when police seized the guns, they didn't claim it was an emergency or to prevent imminent danger. Instead, the officers argued their actions were a form of community caretaking, a narrow exception to the Fourth Amendment's warrant requirement.
Yeah.
For the
community
greater
caretaking.
good.
Yeah, community caretaking, otherwise known as illegal search and seizure.
Mhm.
They lied to him and then took his weapons.
So-
That you can't do that.
Note, the Biden
Absolutely.
administration and 9 attorneys are arguing that the cops should do more of this. Lying to the citizens, stealing their shit, and disarming them.
Well, right now we have a 5-4 majority, so
Yes,
Our
but
Republicans
how many
do.
of them can we really trust?
Clarence is based. Kavanaugh's okay. Barrett's meh.
And that's all assuming they don't wiggle out of actually hearing the case all the way through.
Yeah, it shouldn't even come to the Supreme Court, in my opinion. It just shouldn't be even considered.
Yes, we should basically, the real case here should be how much should the police be fined or penalized for their grotesquely criminal actions?
Yeah, that's what should be being discussed.
There's a question in the chat of what state this was.
Well, I'm kind of annoyed that they stole my idea to get rid of my opponents.
They mentioned this. What was? Rhode Island.
How my idea to get rid
I was
of
big quiet hog. Maybe it'll be a Family Guy episode.
with this fucking
God damn it.
Why have
Joe wheeling in, taking people's guns. That won't end well.
First created by the Supreme Court nearly 50 years ago, the community caretaking exception was designed for cases involving impounded cars and highway safety on the grounds that police are often called to car accidents to remove nuisances like inoperable vehicles from public roads. So, in other words, this exception
That
wasn't used appropriately even for the purposes
is
which was
such a
designed.
stretch.
Really, yeah.
They stole my idea. Use that idea on that stupid mechanical octopus fuck. Ugh, I'm gonna have to use another tactic.
I'll feel for you.
So, yeah, they just took the community caretaking exception and just abused the hell out of it.
Use the hell of it, yeah. And you know, there's some people arguing to this day that you need to give the government. They don't have enough. You know, there's a butt gig talking about taxing people based on how much they drive. Not a gas tax, not because it's moving away from gases, but taxing them for miles driven, which is going. I'll probably show that article as well. That's batshit insane, because that mandates that the government put a tracker in your car and monitor how many miles you drive.
Yep.
Yeah, like we really want government digging in a little bit. No, they're not. There are a few more inches they can cram right up us, and some people think that's a really great idea.
That's what Steam
Yes,
said to someone last night.
No.
Stop telling people about my sex life, damn it.
You
Anyway,
tell everyone about your sex life.
Yes, that's why she's mad though. You're stealing her thunder.
flattering.
Nope, I'm making that joke.
Anyway, I hate that governments try to cram their heads up as citizens' asses. It's just terrible. You should let a monopoly do it for you. Maybe a monopoly that was owned by a big-titted woman. Oh, by the way, if you want to see me jiggle, please donate to Arketer Labs.
No.
Yes.
Do it, baby, and I'll jiggle.
Okay, that's it. I'm going. No, I'm thinking I might just stick the new jumping gun.
Yeah, that's jumping the gun because I ain't even jiggled.
Yes, but I'm inclined to. Siding with law enforcement, the First Circuit noted that a police officer must act as a master of all emergencies who is expected to provide infinite variety of services to preserve and protect community safety, which is a whole bunch of babble meaning more power. While letting police operate without a warrant, the community's caretaking exception is designed to give police elbow room to take appropriate action, the court added.
Why are you guys against caretaking? Don't you like taking care?
Oh yes, it's a very nice word, caretaking. You know?
Caretaking is great. I mean, I've got a bunch of e-soups that do caretaking for me.
In their
We
big
got
brief, the
one
Supreme
easement
Court.
and a bunch of dead bodies.
Same thing.
They need the elbow room so that they can really push down and keep you from doing anything.
Oh, how many e-soups are dying now? We kind of just made a special e-soup grinder at this point.
I see we're bringing down class and. Well, in any case, not so. In their opening brief of the Supreme Court, attorneys for Caniglia warned that extending the community caretaking exception to homes would be anathema to the Fourth Amendment because it would grant police a blank check to intrude upon the home. It would. The fear is not unwarranted. Well, da, Forbes. Well, da. In jurisdictions that have extended the community caretaking exceptions to homes, everything from loud music to leaky pipes has been used to justify warrantless invasion of the home.
Well, what I was trying to say is we don't waste the grinded e-soups. We sometimes
I don't,
use
please.
transfusions, and sometimes, we had to cut back costs on employees and all that stuff. So employees' lunch, so we make blood sausage out of it. It's not a big deal.
Hale Committee, are you listening?
Solid green is Ezoop. It's Ezoop.
Hey, my workers know exactly what's in it. They're just too starving to care.
Much for shall not be infringed. Yeah, this is infringing. This is colossal infringing, both on Fourth Amendment and, well, they're just taking away guns willy-nilly. Or all sorts of things. It's a
That's a
violation of due
terrible way.
process and just absolutely unacceptable across the board.
See, that's a terrible way to control the people. You need to give them a false sense of security. If you make them think that their guns are actually going to do anything, then they're less likely to revolt because they think they're safe, which means they will be more accepting of laws that will go against their interests.
Well, I think the idea is to get all the guns out of their hands so that they don't think they can have laws going.
Well, here's the thing. We let them have the shitty guns, but then we have the good weapons. So if they do a revolt, most of the time we can easily wipe them out.
Then they're clearly individual basis.
Well, that's
Because-
the thing. They think. Well, that's the thing, though. They think that they're perfectly safe because they have the guns. So therefore, they don't need to keep an eye on all this shit. And then suddenly, some few things get slipped by, a few things get slipped by there, and then, would you know it? The nobles have the best weapons, meaning that the nobles can easily wipe you peasants out.
Yes, that sounds very cute, Miss Steam, but you know that one of the reasons they call nobles is because they're small numbers. That's what they're so proud of being so high up there. That also means few in number. So even if they have the really nice guns, if all the peasants have even a mediocre gun, then by sheer numbers, they will absolutely mop the cobblestone streets with their pompous little faces.
So why isn't there a revolution in America?
Oh, I think they're pushing for. Up until now, it's been mostly about the illusion that will have influence. Their rights will be respected, but this is really kind of chipping away at that, I gotta say. This expansion
Yeah,
apparently.
that's the wrong way of doing it. Again, you need to give them an illusion of safety and control. Fucking hell.
They're
Proud of
really
Steen.
working upon that. This has not been lightweight, but I'm getting carried away here. The expansion could also have perverse effects to disincentivize people calling for help. As the brief noted, when every interaction with police or request for help can become an invitation to the police to invade a home, the willingness of individuals to seek assistance when it is most needed will suffer, which is well observed. But in his first amicus brief before the High Court, the Biden administration glossed over these concerns and called on the justices to uphold the First Circuit's ruling, noting that the ultimate test in the Fourth Amendment is reasonableness. Is his senility contagious?
No, but your mom is.
Fourth Amendment is reasonableness. Reasonableness.
Which
The
we
Justice
have
Department argued
defined
that-
in other court cases.
The Justice Department argued that one should not be presumptively required when a government official's action is objectively grounded in non-investigatory public interests, such as health or safety. So, if they say it's for the greater good, fuck your rights.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Well,
is
well,
almost as bad as the UK.
Shall we
Almost.
move on to the next article?
Yes, I suppose so. It
Good
just...
round.
It's all booty. No. Oh, the numbing. Okay. That's weird. I wasn't expecting you to play along with that. It's exhausting.
She's not used to toting that thing around.
It was, I couldn't not. But I will punch you in the face.
We'll move on to another piece of lighter-hearted news. Taiwan pleases citizens not to change name to salmon for free sushi. Taiwan allows people to officially change their name up to 3 times. Many civilized countries allow you to change your name, but How many people really do it for free? Apparently around 150 people have registered a name change to get free sushi. The top Taiwanese official issued a plea Thursday, and they've just had a...
Well done, genius.
I'm just going to, fix that in the meantime. Hey! So, how have you all been? Everyone else seems down as well. We're done talking about pending constitutional general crisis in the US as protected rights disappear, and oh, great.
Oh, thank you, Brian.
There we go.
Still jiggling. There's a corner in the screen, and oh god, I'm stuck.
Did you get your dick stuck under the desk again?
I'll consider
No,
it safe in this context.
I had my no, I had my tits stuck between the
Brian has donated $20. Okay, just to keep the lights on. Message infringed. Thank you, Brian, for your support of the streams, and that will help. Indeed. What is wrong with me today? Well, everything's tasting normal, so I'm pretty sure it's not the dreaded... Oof.
Coof.
Are you excited for Frenemies Forever tomorrow?
Oh, that could be it. Crushing depression.
I'm excited. Are you excited?
Excited isn't quite the word I would... Not quite. Okay, I think I fixed it. We only have time for one more thing anyway, and we'll keep it nice and hearted by going to the Babylon Bee. Before we do that, though, I would note that you might have been seeing an image going around on Twitter of Ian in byline saying that the shooter in Boulder, Colorado, was it? Forget the precise details.
Yeah, I believe
Was
it was near Boulder.
indeed that they were actually Arabic but morally white. That's a fake. Actually, I understand it came from an article very much like this one. Not real. Don't respond to that. But CNN did actually, again, for realsies, refer to the protests some time ago as fiery, but mostly peaceful. I hate it when satire gets passed off as reality because it's so hard to tell satire from reality as it is these days. Mark it properly, damn it. When they pass false satire out as reality, yes, it's disturbing how easily it can be confused, but it discredits people who believe it and helps the assholes responsible for the real absurdities hide what's real in what's fake. I hate that!
Yes, for instance, me and Arketer are definitely real people and not characters.
Indeed. But just
Yeah.
Yaramushis. Here for your entertainment. Well, in her case, my personal
I'm
formative would
100%
seem.
real.
I'm definitely.
Wow. I guess I'm. Okay, I'm like 70%.
Okay, let's go to this Babylon Bee article. We'll do some
She's
promotion.
assuring us that that they're mostly real. In the same way, it's mostly peaceful.
9 disasters that were actually white supremacy. Every time something bad happens, we start thinking, what was the real motivation here? Was this just a terrible tragedy, or was it really white supremacy? The answer, of course, is almost always white supremacy, but we still have to ask. Here are 9 disasters from history that were actually motivated by white supremacy. 1. The Ice Age. Evil white ice decided to dominate the globe, spreading its racist glaciers everywhere. Truly despicable. 2. The sinking of the Titanic. Just when we thought the white ice was defeated, white supremacy sunk the Titanic, killing 1,500 people. 3. That time Starbucks barista got your order wrong when you asked for skim milk and they gave you 2%. That was a clear example of white supremacy at work. 4. D-Day. Evil white men from America, Canada, Britain, and various other predominantly white countries attacked Germany, oppressively implying that their moral values weren't as good as the white man's. 5. The eruption of Mount Vesuvius. A lot of people died, so probably white supremacy. 6. The Fukushima nuclear disaster. An anti-Asian hate crime motivated by white supremacy if we've ever seen one. 7. That game of Catan where your friend played as white and totally jacked longest road from you and hatefully colonized Catan, oppressing the natives and getting 10 victory points before you. Your orange colony of color was just minding its own business when your buddy ruthlessly oppressed you.
Does
Thanos'
it really
snap.
count if it's an orange colony?
Yes. The important thing is that it's not white.
The champion.
Thanos' snap. Well, this one's more purple supremacy, but still. 9. Anything bad that has ever happened, finally, just to make sure we have all our bases covered, anything bad that has ever happened that we missed. And notably, this is what happens when you refer to, Look,
I did the snap and nothing happened.
how did we wind up in a world where it somehow became okay to make a skin color, a skin tone?
Oh shit! No,
Anonymous?
Oh.
All the worst of humanity.
Well, I'm gonna have to do some contracting tomorrow.
Someone here, what you've been
You should have
making
known
the
that
sausages
that
out of?
gauntlet only works in the universe that you're in.
No, I didn't Thanos snap on wet. Well, I technically did. Basically, my guards mistook that as execute some of the janitorial stuff.
There goes some Zoobs.
We're replaceable.
Tomorrow's lunch special, sausage.
So, anything that's ever happened. So the Hindenburg, that was another disaster that could be blamed.
White
on.
people did it, clearly it must be white supremacy. Again, skin tone made synonymous with all the worst of humanity, and somehow that's supposed to be a positive step forward. Just
Yes.
how? You know, before this fillet shrinking,
Away from retirement.
the shrinking fillet dick issue, I'm thinking we're seeing some aftermath of leaded gasoline still. A lot of people seem to have gone a bit off. In any case, that's about all the time we have. I would like to support Babylon Bee and recommend everyone check out babylonbee.com, the most trustworthy source for fake news.
Families?
Internet.
Oh, well, I guess just execute the families. Ugh. Ugh, what a mess. This is your fault.
You know,
No, he's gray, not
Dang it.
white.
if I have to, if one of you pesters me for my ethical violations after this, look, Fury Tech was improved. You all know that. Hugely improved. Any case, tomorrow, a whole hour, Dean,
I know,
Or-
I'm the best.
in Central.
Frenemies forever, we're going to have the topic of idiocracy. I definitely didn't run out of things. And if you like any of our merch, please go to the description down below, where you can find wonderful artwork of me and some other shit made by.
Steiny there.
Blowing off Steam did all the art, just aims profit. But I still get my share from my art, which remains available, and I need to actually In the meantime, the next thing to promote is Monday will be the start of the new Monday side quest being run by Arketer, so it's probably going to be a complete and utter disaster that none of you will want to miss, just so you can annoy me with it for weeks, if not years to come. And with that said, thank you all for joining. I hope you've enjoyed the show on some level at least. Well, maybe not all of you. You know who.